Halifax showed no mercy, but a weakened Rovers side proved that they have got the firepower. The way forward for modern-day rugby league, Wakefield's new floodlights are officially switched on tonight by the legendary Neil Fox. It really is a carnival atmosphere at Bellevue tonight. Fireworks light up the Yorkshire sky. Now it's the £130,000 floodlights that shine through the gloom. Tracy Lazenby is one man who can light the blue fuse for Wakefield. The 28-year-old created the clinching try on Wednesday, and he comes up against one of his former clubs tonight. He's in his second spell at Wakefield. Out to stop him for Rovers, Mike Fletcher, the Robins fullback. The former Great Britain under-21 international is a product of the Rovers Colts team. He set up a new point-scoring record in 1990. His 199 goals helped him overcome the record held by the club coach, George Fairbairn. So what chance for these two sides tonight? Perhaps a clue from the head-to-head. Wakefield have won 8 and Rovers 17 of the 25 matches between the two since 1973. It's all square at Bellevue, though, 6 wins apiece. This season, there's little to choose between them. Rovers just above Wakefield in the table, but Trinity will leapfrog them tonight if they win. Defence has been a problem all season for both coaches, and their teams have lacked firepower too. So tonight, it's Wakefield Trinity against Hull Kingston Rovers, two sides with the Premiership in their sights come the end of the season. We are live and exclusive on Sky Sports, beneath the brand new lights at Bellevue. The dawn of a new age at Wakefield Trinity, but these are the men who really have given this club a golden past. Can they look forward to a great future? This is the team that they hope will do the trick tonight. Chris Perry gets his chance at full-back. Gary Spencer's out with a hamstring tear. Paul Lord, who scored the match winner against Widnes, is on the wing. And last season's top scorer, Andy Mason, is in the centre. Alongside him, Phil Eden, back after a loan spell with Doncaster. Andy Wilson has run in 5 tries in his last 7 appearances. He wears number 5. No regular goal-kicking kicker in this Trinity lineup. The job is Tracy Lazenby's, the stand-off. His half-back partner's Jeff Bagnall, the Australian, who's the Wakefield skipper and highly rated here. Up front, Mark Webster, Wakefield born, but he began his career at St Helens, and he's a prop. Nigel Bell is one of Wakefield's longest-serving players. He takes the hooker's role. John Glancy has only scored 5 tries in 4 seasons, but he's big in defence and he'll wear 10. And a travelling reserve with Great Britain last weekend in France, Gary Price, is in the second row, one of the brightest prospects in the British game. Wakefield, not a team of individuals, but there's a real spirit in the Bellevue camp.
We're a very close team, very good team spirit at Wakefield. At the moment we're just lacking a bit of consistency, which we're hoping to put right today and for the rest of the season.
On your days, though, you can look tremendous here at Bellevue, can't you?
Yes, we've had those moments at Bellevue this year, but we've also had some bad times, and we're looking to rectify them at the moment.
Gary Price, a possible tourist this summer, I wonder. Alongside Paul Round, who's not missed a match since he joined the club from Oldham in November, and Wakefield's outstanding player, Michael Jackson, a club record buy at 70,000 from Hunslet. He's now an established international, and he completes the lineup. And the coach is David Topless. The opposition tonight, getting off the coach, Hull Kingston Rovers. 7th in the table, they too have got Premiership ambitions. Their side, Mike Fletcher, the former Great Britain Colts and under-21 international, is at full-back. Julian Barkworth is a recruit from local rugby union in September. He's on the wing. Graham Hallis was 21 last Friday. He made his under-21 debut this season. Paul Lyman is normally a back row forward. He's in the centre. And Bright Sodji, the Rovers' top scorer with 15 tries, is the winger in 5. The Kiwi, Dean Clark, is the standoff half. And alongside him, Mike Crane, no relation to the man with the same name who played on Humberside with such distinction in the 80s. The Rovers' pack consists of Chris Harrison at prop forward. Lee Richardson hasn't figured in the first team for 2 years, but George Fairburn's given him his chance this season. And Des Harrison, Chris's elder brother, completes the front row, wearing 10. Rovers ever-present this season, Paul Fletcher, who's in the second row. And his partner wearing 12 is Andy Thompson. He doesn't usually score many tries, but he's notched 4 in his last 7 games. And completing the lineup is Paul Speckman, who's the man to slot over the one-pointers. He has 2 drop goals so far this season. And the coach is George Fairbairn, who signed a new 2-year contract with Rovers on Friday. So that's the scene here then at Bellevue. The new lights are switched on. They're absolutely superb too. £130,000 well spent. Let's take a check though now on the other results from the matches played today. In the Stones Village Championship, a win for Widnes, but it was a struggle early on at Swinton, and Warrington have dented Leeds title ambitions. 17 points to 6. Warrington move into third place. Let's confirm that for you now. Saints at the top, Wigan second, Warrington now in third. They're a point ahead of Leeds. They've done themselves a power of good with that victory this afternoon. Quick look at the bottom. Swinton are gone. Featherstone, Bradford, Salford, Hull, any of those sides could join him in the second division. Let's take a look at the Challenge Cup matches that were played today. Quarter-finals, remember. Wigan already there for a fifth successive Wembley, perhaps. This is the other results from the quarter-finals. Castleford have overcome Featherstone, 19-12. Bradford have beaten Halifax, 12-4. And Hull have dumped the second division side, Workington, out of the cup, 24-8. So the last four are Castleford, Bradford, Hull and Wigan. Well, watching the match at Bellevue alongside me, as always, is Mike Stevenson. And Mike, you know, great atmosphere here at Wakefield tonight. They're aiming for the top 8, and also, of course, the first win for them on Sky. Rovers, though, with Hull being just 80 minutes away from Wembley now, they've got something to prove, haven't they?
My word, it's a big incentive for them, because they don't want to be classed as a second-class citizen on the Humber side. I think it's going to be a very entertaining game tonight. But Wakefield, to me, I wonder how much is going to take it out of them, having played Widnes midweek. But Bagnall has brought a lot of flair into this Wakefield side. It's going to be close, but I think Trinity, I think they'll beat the Hoodoo.
Yes, the Sky Hoodoo. Let's hope it doesn't strike for them. But, of course, if you're watching on Humberside, you'll hope it will. Now, Steve will be choosing his man of the match during the course of the match. And as far as you're concerned, we want you to vote for your man of the match on that telephone number, 0898 500 186. 0898 500 186. The prize, a replica jersey of the club of your choice. And we shall announce the winner on Boots and All, which, by the way, this week is on Friday at 8 o'clock. Not Thursday, which we've come to know and love for the past 3 weeks, but Friday at 8 for Boots and All. And we'll announce the winner of the viewers' man of the match. So the lights are all on here. We're all ready. The teams are ready. Hope you're ready. It could be a cracker, this one. Wakefield against Hull Kingston Rovers. We'll have the kick-off for you next.
See Scottish Cup hopes live or die. Dundee versus Falkirk, exclusively live Monday at 7.
Well, welcome back to Bellevue for a big game, a big crowd gathered here tonight. They're there to check whether Wakefield Trinity can knock over another side on their own pitch. They've done well here so far this season. The conditions seem to suit them. It's looking pretty firm tonight, but there is the prospect of rain in the air. The weather forecast suggests that. Weather forecast also mentioning quite a strong southwest wind. It's certainly on the faces at the moment. You can feel it. It'll affect the kicking. As for the other news from down here, news of the shoots, plenty of experience for Wakefield Trinity. Billy Conway at 14, Andy Kelly, a former Hull KR man, at 15, whilst the Rovers, there's Sean Ho at 14 and the powerful forward Zook Emma at 15.
Thanks, Peter. And the record that Peter Hutton was talking about there has seen Leeds, Wigan, St Helens and on Wednesday Widnes beaten on this ground. And so, as we said when we came here earlier in the season, as Hull Kingston Rovers come out, this really, Mike Stevenson, is the graveyard for many teams' hopes.
And has been for many, many years. But I'm sure that George Fairburn will have the Kingston Rovers really fired up. I mentioned earlier, Eddie, that I'm a little bit concerned as to how much did it take out of the Trinity. It was a pretty hard game against Widnes.
It was a hard game, but the important thing was that Wakefield won it. And Wakefield Trinity, they have got Perry, Lord, Mason, Eden, Wilson, Lazenby and Bagnall the captain, Webster, Bell, Glancy, Price, Round and Jackson. That's the team that David Topless hopes, according to his programme notes tonight, will push the team on towards a spectacular end of the season. Hulkingston Rovers, the opposition tonight, a quick check on their side. Fletcher, Barkworth, Hallis, Lyman, Sodji, Clark and Crane, Harrison, Richardson, Harrison, Fletcher, Thompson and Spackman. Two brothers there in 8 and 10, Chris and Des, but the Fletchers, no relation. Michael Jackson is the man of the moment in this part of the world. £70,000. He was David Topless's big buy in the summer, and he has developed from Hunslet into a Great Britain international. And he, I think, one of the bright young hopefuls who will be heading off on the jumbo jet down to Australia, New Zealand and Papua New Guinea this summer. And Bright Sodji, the winger of Hulkingston Rovers, one man who perhaps can stretch them. He was thought of as the new Martin Afire when he came north from Blackheath Rugby Union. Not quite come off, but he is the leading try scorer with 15 for Rovers this season. The match referee is Brian Galtrus from Bradford, 40-year-old, and he had charge of the second division premiership last year at Old Trafford. So Mr. Galtrus is ready, the two sides are ready, and here on Sky Sports, under the brand new lights at Wakefield Trinity, we're live and exclusive for Wakefield against Hulkingston Rovers. And Lazenby gets this match underway. Nasty little bounce, well picked up by Lyman. Paul Lyman wearing number 4, but he's... Actually, that is Hallis, I notice now. Hallis and Lyman have switched jerseys. So Hallis is wearing 4 and Lyman is wearing 3. Swinging arm there in the tackle from number 8, Chris Harrison. Rovers penned in their own 22. Will be anxious to get the ball up the other end of the field if they can. Bounces on halfway. Perry collects it for Wakefield. Through 2. Good chasing by the number 3, Lyman, who just managed to hang on to his shirt tails. Des Harrison, the tackler. Bell, the acting halfback. Glancy, the man who felt the full weight of that Hulkingston Rovers challenge. Bagnall now. And here's Price. Chris Harrison watching him well. Bagnall again. So much depends on the partnership between Bagnall and Lazenby. Lazenby's kick ahead. It won't find touch. Sodji will have to pick it up and work it down the other end of the field. And that's a great tackle. Pull round, steaming in.
That was a wonderful kick there by Lazenby. And good chasing by the Wakefield side there. That really was intelligent. They're pushing the ball right into the corner. They're hoping now that the Kingston Rovers will be forced into a mistake.
Good tackling again. That was Nigel Bell, low down with that tackle. And here now is Des Harrison. That's the last tackle. And Rovers still deep in their own half. Fletcher will kick ahead. Pitch is soft, but very flat, and here's Wilson. Unloading the tackle well to Perry. Keeps the momentum going. Lazenby brought to ground by the hooker. Richardson, and offside against Rovers, moving up too quickly.
No doubt about it, referee Galtrus, there you can see, he'd 4 to pick from. A little bit over keen, the Rovers defence.
Lazenby with a kick, a bad mistake, he's not found touch. Rovers get out of jail with that one. Well, Lazenby is the goal kicker because Mark Conway is out of this Wakefield Trinity team. He's the kicker of the goals and also the penalties, and a big mistake from him there.
That wouldn't have done his confidence any good whatsoever. It was Lazenby's kicking game that put Wakefield in the position to take the points against Widnes midweek.
Jackson couldn't get that one wheeled in properly. It was the number 12, Andy Thompson, and this now is Speckman, the loose forward. But the ball has been dropped. Wakefield have it back in the shape of Paul Round. This now is Eden. Play, Bell taking the released pass from Paul Round, from number 8 rather, it was Mark Webster.
Interesting to see that Wakefield keen to keep this ball alive. Every opportunity they're trying to get it away.
Bagnall, now Price, over the top. He finds Eden to Wilson. Wilson carrying the momentum on. Bagnall's dropped it. That ball went forward. Referee on the spot, knock on.
Well, I just mentioned that Wakefield were trying to force the pace, but this is a little bit too much. Bagnall trying to be a little bit too clever. It's obviously the tactics that have been told by their coach, David Topless. Let's keep it alive as quick as we can.
Little scrum half, Mike Crane has it for Hull Kingston Rovers. The dummy half is Richardson, the hooker. This now is the big prop, Chris Harrison. We've had 5 minutes gone, no points on the board yet. That's the Kiwi, Dean Clark, a 1989 Kiwi tourist. Richardson again, bringing number 3 Lyman into the action, and he's greeted by Glancy and Lazenby. Try to spread the play a bit there. Speckman with the chip ahead, and Paul Lord collects. Good defensive play from the winger.
Certainly was. Lord really picked it in. You see him coming. He'd seen that kick. It was on the cards, and great positioning.
Here's Glancy. The Rovers reception committee waiting for him. Now Price. Bell to Bagnall. Good tackling from Rovers here. Good stint from them. Can they keep it up? Remember, Rovers in 7th. Wakefield 8th before play today. Bagnall's kick ahead is collected by Sodji. Now he's on the run here. Good stepping inside. It's a great run from Sodji. He was chased all the way by Mark Webster and hauled to the ground.
Well, that's the second kick that Wakefield had aimed towards Sodji. They obviously feel that he is a problem in their defensive lineup. But with runs like that, I think they'll opt to kick away from him.
And he's come up with the goods each time, hasn't he? Collected it cleanly. That's obviously a tactic David Topless has sorted out. Here's the scrum half break. Stopped on the halfway line by Paul Round. Richardson swinging the ball to Speckman. He finds the Kiwi Clark. Jackson's all over him. Bell is there. Bit of help coming in from Mason. Last tackle.
You notice that the Wakefield defence coming in very quickly out wide. They're trying to force the Rovers to play down the middle corridor.
Well, there's 6 to go, the referee says, but that was a kick ahead, surely, that simply bounced off the chest of the Wakefield man. I don't know whether he made a real attempt to get it. Maybe we can have another look at it shortly, but here's a great run from Harrison. Oh, that's a good bit of offloading from him. The support had arrived from Hallis. Rovers on a roll here, Speckman. And they're in the Wakefield 22 for the first time for a long time in this match. It's now Lyman again. Lyman usually a back row forward, but playing in the centres. That missed out a couple. This now is Fletcher. Fletcher just looking for the supporting act to arrive. It didn't. Hallis is the dummy half. An attempted drop goal, and he's clipped it over. It's Mike Crane.
Good thinking here. Always come away with the goods if you can. The first time that the Rovers get into the Wakefield quarter.
But Mike, was it 6 to go here? That hit the man on the chest.
He never made any attempt in my book. The referee Galtras, well, he seemed to think that he went for the ball. Needless to say, the Rovers will be very happy to take that 1 point. That really was good thinking.
So they got the 1 point from 6 to go, says the referee, that perhaps they shouldn't have had. 1-0. Hull Kingston Rovers ahead, and who knows, the drop goal could be important come the end of the day. If Fred Lindhoff is watching this, Fred Lindhoff is our guest on Boots and All on Friday night at 8 o'clock, when the whole topic of refereeing decisions and referees in general will come under the spotlight. Boots and All Friday at 8. These two sides are going at each other, boots and all. Richardson, the dummy half. Speckman with the long raking kick downfield. Lord has to retreat and collect, and oh, well, almost. Good hands in the end from Lord, and a good run too across the face of the post. Oh, my word, he got out of jail then, didn't he?
Just like the World Cup cricket there. That really was a good slip catch.
Wilson. 10 minutes of this match gone. 1 point the difference. Wilson in possession. Lovely stepping from the winger. Support arrives from Bagnall. That's a great run from Wilson. He's in a rich vein of form.
Tremendous play and the good support there by Bagnall. It's a pity that no one else was with them.
Here's Jackson. This fellow really is a prospect. Bagnall. And round. Last tackle this. Bagnall shaped a kick, released it to Price. Price got it to Eden. Eden helped it on to Wilson. Good keeping alive. Perry in support. Oh, that's great stuff. Price in the corner. And Gary Price has picked a perfect time to notch his first try of the season. Travelling reserve last week in France with Great Britain. He wasn't going to be stopped from 2 metres out.
On the Stones Bit of Championship replay, you'll see Bagnall getting the ball away. It really is good play. Wonderful play by Eden, gets it on there to Wilson. Now Wilson's caused a lot of problems, a little bit of a shimmy. The Rovers' defence is in tatters. The ball comes back in outside. And there is Gary Price for a great try. There you see the defence, they come into him. Now the cover is very slow to come across. Now look at the Hull KR there, they're waiting for him. Now Wilson does the shimmy. The ball comes back inside. There's no defence there at all. The poor fullback Mike Fletcher has no chance, and Price has the strength. Good try.
Gary Price. Excellent try from the second rower. His first of the season, 7 touchdowns last season. And it's 4-1 because the goal was missed by Lazenby. Far out on this touchline, on this near side. Lazenby, left-footed kicker, not up to the mark on that occasion. 4-1, Wakefield ahead. Are they going to end the hoodoo on Sky Sports?
With play like that, yes, they're well on their way. Very impressed with the way that Wilson had not a lot of room to move, but he made the advantage.
Glancy taking it up. Willing worker John Glancy for Wakefield Trinity's cause. 20,000 buy from Sheffield Eagles in 1988. Now then, the referee's whistle's blown. He's very unhappy with something he saw there. There was a great ooh from the crowd, and the prop forward Harrison's been pulled out.
Well, Harrison did go high on Webster. It really was a bit of a hospital pass. Bagnall gets the ball away while facing the opposition. This always is a problem. And there you can see the swinging arm of the prop forward. Referee doesn't like it, and neither do I.
Glancy again. Oh, that's a great drive from Glancy. Bell, the dummy half. Bagnall misses out Webster. Wakefield calling the shots at the moment. Rovers having to come in with a big defensive effort. This is Paul Round, and it is a good defensive effort too, but he was able to release the ball in the tackle. Now Bagnall, he had a big impression since he came over from the Gold Coast, this little Australian. Made captain of the club after 4 matches. This is his 5th. Now Mason, clinging on. He's got a clean pair of heels on him as Mason. Wilson's in support. The fullback Mike Fletcher had come across to quash the danger. Bell, the dummy half. Bagnall, it went back. Referee waves play on. Price, Webster. That was another high one from Harrison.
The Rovers have to realise, Eddie, that they've got to start tackling the legs. It's no good going high. The gaps are going to appear all night.
Lazenby's chip ahead. Well watched and well picked up. And that's the scrum half, Mike Crane. Well,
Yes,
one man who's not in this Hulkingston Rovers side tonight is the Welsh international David Bishop. Rovers loss, our gain, he's with Peter Hutton.
Well, David, disappointing start for Rovers after starting well for the first couple of minutes.
Yeah, that's right. I think the first 20 minutes, if we can hold them up, a bit disappointed to take that try in there, but if we can hold them out now for the next 10 minutes, well, they keep throwing the ball everywhere, I think we'll settle down and be more of a game.
What do you think the Rovers' game plan is for this game?
Well, it's difficult to say, really, because we've got, as you know, Wayne Parker, our captain's out, and scrum half tonight, Mike Crane, he's usually an off-half or centre, so, he's running things, but it's all new to him, but really we just know we've got to tackle hard, really, and wait till the defence tires up, and then take them on the width with Sodgy out wide.
What's your own situation at the moment? I know you've been carrying a knock.
Yeah, I tore a post cruciate ligament at Leeds, but hopefully I'm back next week for the 18 to see how it goes, and I'll have a run out. I'm looking forward to the Ross game next month.
That'd be great, wouldn't it? Wales, France live on Sky, should be a cracker.
That's right, yeah, I'm looking forward to it again.
Thanks a lot, David.
So are we, David Bishop, thank you very much. Ball has, in the meantime, been dropped here. Just a quarter of an hour of this match gone. Webster doing his best to cling on, couldn't manage it though. This is the fullback Fletcher. And this now is Hallis, and that is a great tackle by Perry.
Wonderful rugby league. That's the way they go down.
Harrison. Well, Wakefield appear to have the appetite for this, but Rovers are making a real game of it, but they've lost the ball there, and Nigel Bell has it back for Trinity.
Well, a good tackle brought this about. The ball was reefed away. He was trying to keep the ball alive.
There's a mistake from Round. He's filled it to Clark. Clark has given it to Hallis. Hallis gives it to Sodgy. Sodgy across the face of the play. He ducked under a high one and couldn't get away from that tackle from Bell.
Yes, he never got back. He has to stand directly in front of the man playing the ball. There you see the referee. He was at one side. He's not allowed to interfere. Good refereeing that.
Nigel Bell, the man picked out by the referee. He came round the corner. And so it gives Fletcher, Mike Fletcher, the fullback, a real opportunity here to close the gap to just 1 point. 4-1 at the moment. 54 goals to his credit. And he misses. He'll be disappointed with that. That's an opportunity gone.
They need the points. And as you mentioned, Eddie,
Still 4-1, Mike.
he'll be very, very disappointed with it. It's misses like that that make the coaches lose their hair, go grey. So important.
Lazenby with the dropout then from his own 22. Graham Hallis has it back for Rovers. And he's wheeled in by Andy Mason. Good tackling this from both sides, it must be said. Second rower, Paul Fletcher. I must say, these two prop forwards, Chris and Des Harrison, they're alike as two peas in a pod, they really are. Here's the other one of them. Number 10, Des Harrison, this. The hooker Richardson is in the dummy half role. This is Speckman, and he gets the ball to Fletcher. Fletcher unloads well. Speckman back in support. Man was held standing up, making no further progress. Referee shouted held. Last tackle. Midfield bomb from Speckman. Hallis is underneath it. Wilson's intercepted, and good job for Rovers that Mike Fletcher was alert to that.
Wilson really came in on that. He could see that the looping pass was going to come from Hallis. Good thinking by the winger.
Wilson in possession again. In a real live wire. This is the moment when he thought he might be on the score sheet.
Well, there you saw Hallis throwing the lobbing pass. And good thinking by that wingman. Oh, dearie me.
Jackson drops it. Sochi collects. It's a real battle, this, between two sides. 7th and 8th in the table. Good close encounter so far.
Well, I'm not surprised that some of these players are taking their eye off the ball, because there's a lot of high tackles going on. A lot of those forwards are going to the shoulder and above.
Handling errors. 4-3. Wakefield have made one more, forcing the pace a bit perhaps. Good tackle that from Bell, but nothing high about that one. Speckman again. Here's Clark. It's the last tackle. And Fletcher with the kick ahead. Paul Lord watched that all the way. A perfect view of it in these brand new lights at Wakefield, and we're getting a perfect view of a good run from Lord, the winger. Fletcher moving into the end to finish him off.
Well, that really was a wasted kick there by Hulkingston Rovers. Lord was waiting for it. It came right into his arms.
Good driving run from Paul Round. Wilson is in possession. Rovers in pursuit. I don't think they're going to stop Perry. Perry's legs are pumping. He's got the pace. He's got the drive. Chris Perry, his 5th try of the season. And he stretched the lead for Wakefield Trinity.
On the Stones bit of championship replay, this really was champagne football. Round gets the ball away, and the man of the moment, look at him go, Wilson. Now that's clever play. He came inside, he knew that he'd nowhere else to go, and this is wonderful support play by the fullback. This is what rugby league is all about. Back up the man with the ball. Oh, look at this pass. They hang off him. Wilson has got clear. He has the speed. Good play, as I mentioned. Gets the ball back inside. Eden in. There's Perry. He's got the pace. Oh, that's wonderful stuff.
Chris Perry, the Australian, discovered playing local football in Yorkshire. And Lazenby has missed again. Mike, this could be the problem for Wakefield. They haven't got a recognised goal kicker. Lazenby has the job, but he's not a goal kicker, is he? Let's be fair. He's missed 2 now. Admittedly, the first was difficult.
Yes, it's a problem for many coaches that don't have a fully recognised goal kicker. So important, and that's probably the reason why in certain games they have struggled. I know they're the giant killers here, but they have struggled away from Bellevue, I'm afraid, Wakefield.
Mark Conway, the regular goal kicker for Trinity, out of favour here at Bellevue. But when the team plays like that, it's very difficult for a coach to make changes to accommodate a goal kicker.
Well, it became quite clear right from the start that Wakefield were wanting to keep this ball alive, and that gave you some indication. When a forward comes on the blind side and can create a gap for a winger, they're playing real great football.
And here's a smashing run from Jackson. Oh, this is great stuff from Trinity. Paul Lord tackled, released the ball in the tackle though. The momentum keeps going. But Michael Jackson stripped Rovers for pace there. And what's more, he was the man to drop on the loose ball. He really is a great prospect.
Yes, a great run there, but good play also by Lord. He knew he was going to get dumped over the touchline, and he kept the ball inside alive.
Quick thinking from Bagnall, it just beat him the bounce. Lyman picks it up, steps inside one. This is a good run from Bagnall. Barkworth will have a bit of a headache.
It's a tough old game. He took his eye off the ball, and he took his eye off this. As you mentioned, Eddie, it was accidental.
Well, the referee has given a penalty for that.
Well, it looked to me that Perry had already committed, but
Well, it was not a swinging arm.
Well, obviously he said that he's seen a punch. I didn't see it. But let's be fair, he's closer than us.
Michael Jackson's carrying a bit of a knock, I believe. He's had some treatment. Peter Hutton's got the details.
He took a big blow to the right shoulder. The Wakefield bench have decided he stays on the pitch for the moment. They'll check him for 5 minutes play. Then if it doesn't improve, they'll bring him off.
Be a big blow, that, if Michael Jackson had to go off. But he stays on for the time being. And at the moment, Rovers examining this Trinity defence. This now is Fletcher. Ball bounced down, Lyman. This is Mike Crane, the scrum half, trying to burrow his way over. They're about 8 yards, 8 metres short of the line. Big hit underneath the posts on Fletcher. It's the last tackle. Will they go for the one-pointer? Will they run it? Let's see. They're going to run it. Speckman with the chip through. Wasted.
Well, he's the key man, is Speckman. He's taking the first man. He's controlling things out there. Also the kicking roll. They really are missing someone to organise things. If he's the key man, all Wakefield have to do is shut him down, put him under pressure, and virtually Hull KR have a problem all night.
Michael Jackson blowing hard, having received treatment, but still on. And the form he's in, David Topless will want to keep him there if he possibly can, see if he can run the knock off. Price. Well, there's some oohs and ahs coming in from the crowd over on that far side. They must be seeing something.
I bet there's a few from Price himself. That really was high. There's been a lot.
Ball has been stolen in the tackle, according to Mr. Goltras.
Well, was the little Aussie crafty enough here? No, it looked as though it had been reefed out there by Richardson.
Remember, this season, not allowed in rugby league. You cannot steal the ball from the man in possession. Lazenby taking a place kick to find touch. Remember, he didn't find touch earlier on with a penalty as he tried to drive it deep down the line. Webster stopped by 3. They're just 10 metres inside the Rovers' half. Lazenby and Glancy. It's a big defensive effort, this, from Rovers. Here's Price.
Well, there you can see Hull Kingston Rovers very slow to move up. They're waiting. They're allowing Wakefield to get over the possession line.
Round is chip ahead. Collected by Hallis. This lad can move. And he's got 3 in pursuit. And he's beating Mason. And he's beating Lord. And he's got the ball over the top to Soji. And that's a magnificent try from Hull Kingston Rovers. Soji in support. The run down the line stripped the Wakefield Trinity defence for pace. Hallis showed a clean pair of heels to 3 of them, and Soji was the man who touched it down.
What a way to bounce back. The Stones Bit of Championship replay will show the centre Hallis. Doesn't he got some speed? And good thinking by the wingman Soji. He came inside and gave himself plenty of room to support. A great try, but Wakefield defence was caught napping. Look at the speed on this guy. And lovely play there. Now there you see the positioning of Soji. He'd come in about 15 metres inside to give himself plenty of space. And they love doing that, don't they?
And he's kicked the goal, so he has really closed the gap. Mike Fletcher, that was a 6-pointer courtesy of Bright Soji, his 16th of the season. And, you know, I just wonder whether, as we remind you that it's Wakefield 8, Hull Kingston Rovers 7. Rovers haven't played for a couple of weeks because they went out of the Cup in the first round to Workington. No, that was Wakefield who went out to Workington. Check on that. Rovers went out in the first round of the Cup against Halifax. And I just wonder, Mike, whether they're starting slowly in this match and they're going to come back now.
Well, they've certainly showed the speed there that they can bounce back. But at that point, I really thought that Rovers were going to be struggling. Their defensive pattern seemed to be just falling to pieces. But it's a funny game when you can just bounce back like that.
Gary Price having some attention to a wound on his face. Peter Hutton's got a better view of it than I have.
I think it's more a case he's got bad amount of mud just stuck in his eye. He called for attention from the bench just to try and get it cleared up. It's not too bad a blow.
It looks a bit painful. Eyes watering, Gary Price. 8-7, Wakefield ahead. Soji, try scorer, in possession. It's a great run from the winger, that was. It was his first try, by the way, since New Year's Day, when Rovers won it against Hull in the local derby. It's a cracking match, Mike.
Yes, the defence, especially on Wakefield's side, has been excellent. I keep mentioning the fact that they're going high, but it's great to see a side like Rovers. They do bounce back. A lot of people thought that they were destined for second division. Their coach, George Fairburn, he really has done a good job with very little talent at times.
Well, a great job, and he's been rewarded with a new 2-year contract. Signed it on Friday, the day that he signed Ray Ashton, former Workington Town player coach, to add a little bit of experience to this very bright young side that he's got at Craven Park. 8-7, half an hour gone. Top 8 places means so much. Playoff at the end of the season, Old Trafford, big day on a sunny day in the middle of May. Jackson looks like he's blowing for tugs, but he's still on the field. That's important for Wakefield. Lazenby clinging on. Tackle low down by Richardson, the hooker. Here's Bagnall. Here's a live wire. Unloads, but they weren't quite waiting for that. It's the last one.
Well, he needed more support there. We mentioned earlier that Wakefield are trying to keep it alive, and Bagnall was looking for support.
Bagnall's bomb. They're all waiting for it, and it bounced kindly in the end for Chris Harrison. Nobody went for that one, neither defender or attacker.
Well, it's often the ploy in the last tackle. Rather than take the risk of bringing everybody onside again, they'll let it bounce.
Points you're making about the high kick, Eddie, we've got a feeling down here it might be because the lights are so bright now they can't see the ball coming out of them.
You can't win, can you? The lights are too bright, they're blinding the players. I don't believe it. They really are a marvellous addition to rugby league at Wakefield Trinity. That was a collision and a half. Both players A-OK. Lyman picked himself up. Speckman hacked the ball forward.
Lovely kick here by the loose forward there. Nice position. Knew there was no one there. Yes, it appears that Peter Hutton certainly got a job with the Formulator Players Union in England.
It's Tracy Lazenby, wrestled to the floor by Clark and by Speckman. Bagnall in a dummy half. Perry. Harrison has him. So too did Clark. And the referee thought about blowing for a penalty then, allowed play to continue. Good backing up. Great play. Good hands. Wilson again. Bagnall's in support. So too is Mason. But Fletcher has him. Oh, he can't keep hold of him. Mason picks up the pieces and then drops it.
Well, exciting football here again, but Mason there. Now, was it reefed out? That's how difficult it is for the referees these days. It's not the best rule in the world in my book.
The call came from Fletcher for Richardson, and he manages to get the ball clear to Speckman. still 5 metres inside their own half of the field. Mike Fletcher's kick ahead. Perry's watching it.
That try really have lifted the Rovers. Certainly at a point where Wakefield seemed to be taking control of the game. They were finding the gaps, Eddie. But it's amazing how you can just get into that lull and think that the game's won, and the other side will be allowed to bounce back, as Rovers have done.
It's 8-7, that's all, just 1 point the difference. Bagnall feeds Paul round. He drops it. They've both lost it. It's going to be knock on. Both sides knocked on. Referee will take the first one.
They saw another tough tackle. Quite legal that time, just using the shoulder. He's a big boy for a centre, isn't he?
All square at the scrums, 8-7 on the scoreboard, 35 minutes on the watch now. 5 to go to half-time. And a penalty at the scrum. Something else I think we'll be discussing with Mr. Lindop on Friday night on Boots and All, the penalty rule at the scrum.
I don't think we've got 4 hours spare, do we?
But the interesting thing about this match, Mike, that's just 2 scrums, our statistician Ian Proctor informs us, in the first 35 minutes.
Well, it's been wonderful football. Both sides have been entertaining, especially Wakefield. They really have kept it alive.
Well, is that allowed? A facial, I think they call it in Australia. Gary Price got the facial treatment there. Bagnall. Lazenby's the dummy half. Webster now. Unloads the tackle in the tackle well. Bagnall, a little shout on the shoulder. Makes a bit more progress. This is Round. Straight down the middle from Round. Dropped again. He's touched it twice in 2 minutes and dropped it both times, the big man.
Get a bit of help here, I think. There you can see the hands going in. They've got to do something about this before it turns into a farce, this new rule.
Is that one that's come up from Australia?
Haven't they all?
Glad to know you think it's a farce, anyway.
I don't agree with everything in Australia, you know.
Rovers in possession. Kick ahead. Perry has to retreat almost to the posts to collect. Rovers are lolloping up. It's probably the best adjective. They plodded there. Perry was the dummy half. This now is Gary Price. Nigel Bell, number 9, one of the longest-serving players at Wakefield Trinity, signed in 1984. Paul Round arrived from Oldham in November. Here's Andy Mason. Now, was that obstruction or not? Well, the referee says no. Bagnall, the captain. Busy little player, but Rovers then alert to it. Lazenby, left-footed kicker. Like Fletcher. The shout from Wakefield was, chase it. And they have chased it. But the scrum half, Mike Crane, takes play forward another 10 metres.
Good play by the half there, and he went back to help his fullback.
Harrison, that was high. Speckman continues to move on. Nason with a copybook tackle round the knees. Here's Harrison.
Well, a lot of these players must have flu because either side wants to wipe their nose on a regular basis.
Maybe he'll explain that to us in a moment. Mr. Stevenson not happy with the high tackling he's seeing. That's going to be 6 more for Rovers. Crane managed to hoodwink Wakefield Trinity then. This now is Andy Thompson. also the fullback Perry. Rovers go blind to Soji. Soji just stops himself from being dragged into touch. They bring the ball back now down the centre. Speckman, oh, it was almost an intercept. So close. Eden nearly had it here.
Well, Lyman tried to pass the ball on. Eden just had to be there, because if the ball would have come out wide, it was a try begging. But it's amazing, Hull Kingston Rovers, they've only been in the Wakefield half about 4 or 5 times, and they're coming away with points.
Referee says he wants that ball feeding in again. And he's got it out. Has Mike Crane. Almost stumbled, managed to cling on. Wakefield formidable here at home. Only Warrington and Hull have won here at Bellevue. We're at the end of normal time in this first half. Soji! Oh, they're in again! Soji's got one other. Soji's second, but was it a forward pass? The referee, I think, has wiped it out for a forward pass. No, he's given the try.
My word, there's no doubt about it. But oh, Wakefield winger Paul Lord. Shake your head. The Stones Bit of Championship replay will show it all. Look where Lord has come in. Sochi won't score anyone as easier than that. The long ball out wide came from Dean Clark. Oh, look at it go. Now you see Clark get it. And poor old Paul Lord, what awful positioning. He came in there, left 3 men, and left it wide open for Sochi. A simple try. I mentioned earlier, Hull KR, they haven't made many entries. Oh, what a kick!
Great kick from Fletcher. Magnificent kick to give them the lead at half-time. And Sochi with his second try. It looked for a moment as though it was a forward pass. The referee went back up the field, but it's given us that half-time scoreline of 13-8. And Soji, the Rovers' hero here, with 2 tries in this first half, and he goes off for a very well-deserved cup of tea. 7th on the table, Wakefield 8th. Who's for the 2 points at the end of the day? We shall see after this break. Andy Wilson, who has been making some superb breaks in that first half for Wakefield Trinity, scything down the wing, using his speed to good effect. 28-year-old, and he ran in a good try on Wednesday night. I'm sure he will want to run in a try or 2 in this second half. Hull Kingston Rovers coming back ahead by 13 points to 8. And Wakefield Trinity have made a couple of changes. We'll tell you about those in a moment after we've discussed Bright Soji. 2 tries from him in that first half, now 17 for the season, 2 in 12 minutes, Mike, in a rich vein of form, Mr. Soji.
Wonderful winger. He's take your chances. That's what rugby league is all about, as in any sport. But what a great counterpunch. They've come down. They have bounced back with venom.
So, second half then of this important match for these 2 sides. Wakefield against Hull Kingston Rovers, live and exclusive here on Sky Sports. Mike Fletcher gets us underway. Those changes now and the details from Peter.
Yeah, 2 changes for Wakefield. The first one of those, just a positional change, that Andy Kelly's come on for number 8, Mark Webster. The other one is the one we predicted during the first half. Michael Jackson, a knock to his shoulder. He's gone off. Billy Conway replaces him at loose forward.
So the Wakefield Trinity pack is juggled around a bit. And Billy Conway, I think you will find, will go as hooker. And Nigel Bell will switch around. But the important thing from Wakefield's point of view is that they're now playing catch-up football, Mike, and the old Sky Sports hoodoo's about to strike again.
Well, I'm sure Davy Topliss would have had plenty to say to the Wakefield side. They did 2 lapses which allowed the Rovers to make long breaks downfield and pick up those 2 tries. And I think the injection of the hooker Billy Conway could help the Trinity cause in the second half.
Rovers will be keen to maintain this lead, though, if not build on it. Barkworth, remember, got a nasty clash of heads in the first half, fully recovered. This game is on a knife edge. 13-8. Rovers ahead. would be a stunning victory for them here. Two sides on show on Sky Sports tonight, which can reflect on better days. Wakefield haven't won anything since the 60s, champions and Challenge Cups. Rovers, one of the team of the 80s. Championships and Challenge Cups, Regal trophies, premierships, so both are aiming for better things. And Perry collects for Wakefield. By the way, talking about Sky Sports, hope you're enjoying our coverage from down under of the Cricket World Cup. You can see that action nowhere else but here on this channel. Been some good stuff already, and for all you cricket lovers, lots and lots more to come in the weeks ahead. So Cricket World Cup, Ashes Rugby League in the summer. This is the place to be for your sport. Bagnall and Bell and Mason. Referee says he was held on the 5th tackle. Lazenby's kick ahead. Good take. That was Barkworth coming in off his wing, taking it almost at fingertip. And here's Sodji. He's on a hat-trick, of course, now, Bright Sodji. 17 tries. Ever present in this Hull Kingston Rovers team. 1 try and 9 appearances last season. Didn't really live up to all the hype. But, my word, he's living up to the hype here tonight. The newer fire, they called him on Humberside. Bit unfair, that, really, Mike, isn't it, to compare him to a player like a fire, but, my word, he's quick.
Yes, he's got the speed. He's not a young fellow either.
This is Clark, elected to go on his own and then look for the supporting act that came from Fletcher. Fletcher gets the ball round the back to Hallis. Hallis, oh, he tipped it inside for Sodji, and Mason, steaming up behind him, said thank you very much.
Well, Hallis did there, but I thought that the pass before that from Fletcher, it looked slightly forward. The referee, Galtris, allowed play on.
Lazenby. Billy Conway's in at dummy half. This is Bagnall and now Bell. But there was another try begging there for Sodji. Scored a hat-trick already this season against Halifax. After another one here tonight. Last tackle. Go on.
Of course, the big problem for Wakefield is that they don't want to rush things. There's plenty of time to get back into this game and then control it. If they start panicking, then that's when the problems will arise.
And Sodji is through the tackle from Lord. They simply cannot bring him down, but they can with tackling like that from Mason. Here's Hallis, and now this is the scrum half Crane. Good tackling, though.
Yeah, Sodji's making life for Lord into a nightmare.
5 minutes of this second half gone. 13-8 it remains. Rovers making progress towards that Wakefield line. Speckman, short little ball for Harrison. This ball was on from Clark. They can't bring him down. Hallis, now they've got Sodji out wide again, but Hallis is quite quick. The supporting act arrives from Speckman. Long pass over the top to Crane. And Nigel Bell flung Crane to the floor. Last tackle. They're coming back this way again. Hallis once more. Fletcher lost the ball in the tackle. Saw the man steaming up on him. It was Bagnall, the Aussie.
Good play here by Hallis. He tried to keep the ball away. Fletcher and Bagnall came in, put him under pressure, and the ball was lost. The Rovers are building in confidence.
Yes, they've had 2 weeks off, Rovers. We made the point earlier that perhaps they're starting slowly in this match. They're finding their feet now in the big league again. Here's Bell. Well, Still struggling to his feet. Price. Good tackling, Rovers. Look at them pushing him back. A couple of vital meters. Bagnall. This is Perry. Last tackle. Good defensive effort this from Hull Kingston Rovers in the Wakefield half of the field. Bagnall, well, he got it away at the second attempt. But Rovers are back in possession once more. This is Crane. Well, he's a stand-up half and he's playing as an emergency scrum half and he's having a fine match. Now Des Harrison.
You can see that the Hull Kingston Rovers forwards have stepped up a gear. They're running with a lot more gusto now.
Rovers trying to work an opening. Crane. Richardson is the dummy half. And they're attacking this left-hand touchline again, looking for the pace of Alison Sodji. And that was good stuff, good covering in the end.
Good play by Bagnall. He did the right thing. Did he lose the ball, though?
Well, he's got away with it. And ironic that Bagnall is here at Wakefield from the Gold Coast as Galtres blows up for a penalty for holding down in the tackle. But Bagnall's here from the Gold Coast and Rovers have lost Troy McCarthy back to the Gold Coast.
Yeah, Bagnall has been nullified in the latter part of this game. And that's full credit to the Rovers side. They were a little bit at 6s and 7s in the defence in the first 20 minutes, but they've sorted that out now.
Conway restarts the match then. This now is Bell. Good driving run from Bell. Look at him go. That's the sort of stuff they want to see at Wakefield. This now is Andy Kelly. Big man Kelly, always useful to bring someone like that off the bench. Conway. And Bagnall. Now he's got a bit of space. This is a great run from Bagnall, but well stopped by Paul Fletcher, and they're pushing the little man back. He's on the 22. Lazenby, Perry. Good defence again from Rovers. Billy Conway, Lazenby. Shape to kick then. Last tackle. Expect a kick from Bagnall here. Well, there's too much weight behind that one. That was a mistake.
They'll be disappointed with that, but that man on your screen, he holds the key to Wakefield getting back into this game. He's the man that can bring on the forwards. He's got to scurry through for those gaps.
Well, Michael Jackson is off the field, injured, and he's talking with Peter Hutton on the bench.
Well, Michael, what's the Wakefield plan at the moment?
Well, in the dressing room, top four was saying, you know, we've got to move up on the outside. They're giving the wide ball out, which you can see like this half, and it's just a matter of moving up and knocking them down. That's what we've got to do, really.
It was a real sickener, that try just before half-time, wasn't it?
Yes, like they came blind and I brought blind. I think we're just a little bit slow getting out of the scrum. They move the ball well, which you can't really knock, and they just kept him at the corner, really. It's a bit of a sickener, though.
What about your own position? Any chance of going back on?
Well, the doctor's had a look at my shoulder. It's a tendon in the back of the shoulder. If needed to be like, I shouldn't, I can go on, but unless it's really, urgent for me to go on, I don't think there'll be much chance, really.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Well, a moment of sheer farce then, as referee Brian Galtres got involved in the action. Took a bit of a tumble. Lord, meanwhile, has kicked ahead, but the ball has bounced rather strangely. And Bagnall has swept up the danger, and it's back to 6 for Wakefield Trinity. Sodji couldn't cling on. That was like a Whitehall farce there. Mr. Galtres hit the deck, and it brought the house to its feet.
Well, his support play was better than some of the Wakefield players at this point in time.
Quick hands by Kelly, but a bit too quick perhaps. Well, knock-ons either side, and they're back to 6 again. Well, I thought that Bagnall knocked on then as well. Another 6. is the referee's decision. Round, using his strength, gives it now to Glancy. Billy Conway, the dummy half, Bagnall and Andy Kelly.
Rovers quite happy to get their defence up quickly to force Wakefield to play in the forwards, one-out football.
Lazenby. Round. And he's swept it back in, has Chris Harrison. And so, after that, twice the referee wiping the tackle count clean, Rovers have come up with the football. Good defence. Now, what can they do in their set of six? Speckman. That's a good ball. Hallis, there really is pace down this left-hand touchline. Sodji's infield. Great tackle from Perry. That's a try-saving tackle. Sodji wanted the ball fed infield, and Perry took man and ball and has paid the price. He's feeling the pain. Great tackling.
Oh, wonderful football, both in attack and defence. Hallis, who's had a top game tonight, showing a lot of strength and a lot of speed. But what a great tackle by the fullback. That's how it's done.
Substitution coming on is Zook Emma, the number 15 for Hawkinson Rovers. The man coming off is the prop forward, Chris Harrison. Emma straight in the scrum.
Straight in, head in where it hurts, and there's a fellow who knows that it hurts this game. Chris Perry trying to run off that knock as he clattered Graham Hallis to the floor. Here's Sodji, thought he was on for his hat-trick. He's ridden the tackle, he is on for the hat-trick. Brilliant! Brilliant from Sodji. He thought he had the hat-trick when Hallis should have fed him inside. This time, he took matters into his own hands, and Bryce Sodji has run in his third for Hull Kingston Rovers.
The Stones Bidder Championship replay will show the winger coming in. We've just seen the fullback pull off a wonderful tackle. This time, he's brushed off by that great winger, and yes, point to it. Different angle, you'll see him come in. This is great play here. He's used his thigh, he's used his strength, and he's looking round with glee. Oh, it's hat-trick time. And the Rovers are on their way, and quite frankly, Eddie, the only thing that looked like tackling Sodji was the railings behind.
And Sodji ran straight through Perry in that try-scoring effort, and Perry, who had been given a clatter from Hallis, well, he obviously felt that one, and he has to be lifted onto the stretcher. And it's always a very sad occasion when this happens, but here it is again. Watch this. Oh, well, that's where Perry was hurt.
Yes, he brought up his thigh, the left thigh, and obviously made contact with a fullback who was very low indeed. Let's hope he's okay.
A nasty cut by the looks of things on his head there too. Perry, a brave, brave man. And Mark Webster's about to come back on for Wakefield Trinity to replace Chris Perry, who's leaving the field on a stretcher and looks in a bad way.
Well, that really is sad. He's been one of the bright sparks of Wakefield.
Fletcher then, after all that, it seems an eternity since that hat-trick from Sodji from right in front. He's turned Sodji's hat-trick into a six-pointer.
Yeah, that really is a shame, Eddie, because the fullback Perry brought off that wonderful tackle. He obviously got a knock in that tackle on Hallis. I'm afraid that that man in your screen, the strength of his legs have combined to make the fullback be taken from the field.
Sodji was, there's Mark Webster, the sub-on for Perry, but Sodji was blowing kisses to the crowd after that try, and he obviously was completely unaware that Perry was in some discomfort behind him. Well, Rovers really have got the bit between their teeth now. And of course, We were looking at the injury situation in the game on Boots and All the other night on Sky Sports. And, well, it's a really, really tough game, is this?
Panic football once again. There you see. Real mistake. Wakefield's defence running ragged a little bit now. And as the minutes tick away, Rovers' confidence is building. Let's not forget that Wakefield had a tough game midweek against Widnes.
And Rovers have been inactive for a fortnight, and this is turning into a very, very solid display from them. It's a cracking little match that you're watching on Sky Sports tonight. And Hull Kingston Rovers have only managed 2 hat-tricks in the last 2 years, and Bright Sochi scored them both, and you've seen one of them here on Sky Sports tonight.
Well, that gives you some indication. Wakefield now, they really are in a catch-up football situation where they're trying to keep the ball alive. They're desperate to do it.
19-8, the Rovers lead, and the brawl is on. It's all on. There were a few arms swinging earlier on. It was getting a little bit heated in the exchanges. Conway's involved. Harrison's involved. The referee wants them to cool it down. There's Conway. Oh, it's a real fisticuffs battle that between Fletcher and Conway.
Well, it was obvious that the substitute Conway threw the first punch while Fletcher had his back turned. I know he shouldn't retaliate.
They've both got 10 minutes to cool their heels in the sin bin. Conway goes off, and number 11, Fletcher, goes off. So both sides reduced to 12 men, and Brian Goltras tries to take the heat out of the situation. And I wonder how much, Mike, that is the result of Soji blowing kisses to the crowd when the fullback was flat out on his back and being carried off the field on a stretcher. No blame attached to the lad. He was celebrating his stride, but he didn't know what was going on behind him.
Well, these are professional men. They don't act that way. They don't have to act that way. And really, they've got to get on with the job in hand.
Here's Price. And that is Thompson who has tackled him. Andy Kelly for Wakefield Trinity. Emma coming in to finish him off. Bagnall and Lazenby. Quick hands, that's good stuff. Lord tried to get the ball out wide to Wilson. It was a forward pass and a knock-on anyway.
Well, that's the type of play that Wakefield need. Get the ball out wide, but I'm afraid Lord lost that trying to get the ball around to Wilson. It's not been the best of nights for that youngster, nor Wakefield.
Now David Topless won't have the red carpet out for us again, will he, if they lose here tonight? But perhaps, as they get the possession back, perhaps.
Well, then on the replay, Zukema took his eye off the ball. So easy to knock on when you're more intent at looking at the man coming in to tackle. And yes, professionals do that.
Well, they're looking for anyone that might be coming in for a shot at them. 2 men in the sin bin. 19-8, Hull Kingston Rovers ahead. And 20 minutes to go. This is a real run from Webster. That's brought the Wakefield Trinity crowd to its feet. And here's Paul Round. He's got Mason in support. Round's going on his own. Still going Round. Oh, that was so close for Paul Round. Still hadn't finished. Lazenby try! Poor defence from Rovers. They went to sleep. Lazenby was alert to the opportunity that had presented itself, and Tracy Lazenby stretched out the hand to score.
The Stones bit of championship replay. This was brought about by a great run by Round. But Lazenby could see that the gap was there. Look at the gap up here. Lazenby takes the step. They don't go down low enough. He just fends them off. Crane was easy meat for him. That's a good try. And it was needed to get back into this game.
Tracy Lazenby has scored with his 4th of the season and against his former club. Now, can he add the extras and set us up for a barnstormer of a finish? It'll be his first goal if he kicks this, and there's no better time for Tracy Lazenby to get off the mark. Not this time. They're going to pay for not having a goal kicker out there, I'm afraid.
3 vital goals missed. Here's the replay of the try. He gets Round, and this is the run that Round takes. Look at the strength in this man. He throws the dummy. Oh, he's a big boy to stop. He keeps going. Look at him fending off Sodji. Sodji just tripped him at the last moment. Oh, it's desperation stuff out there.
Lazenby finished it off. 12 to 19, 7 points. So Wakefield still must score twice if they're going to take this match tonight. And Peter has some news on Chris Perry, who left the field on a stretcher.
He doesn't look in a good way. He's got a 3-inch gash in his head. He's looks very sick with that indeed. He's clearly got concussion as well. And there's more problems for Wakefield. Obviously, Perry's not going to come back on. Jackson looks unlikely to come back on. And there's another injury out there on the field. That's their hooker, Nigel Bell. He's just had his ankle strapped up. He's not at full speed.
Well, they have to battle through with what they have left, Wakefield. And so the 13 that you see out there now will have to do the business for David Topless, and who knows.
Well, it does make you wonder. Some of the coaches, they're quite keen to bring in 4 substitutions. Maybe they may start thinking about it for next season.
This is the last tackle. Of course, both these sides at the moment are down to 12 men because 2 are off in the bin. And this is Mike Fletcher. So a couple of fresh pair of legs having a 10-minute breather. Conway and Paul Fletcher, they'll be on shortly. Harrison.
Elkingston Rovers quite content now to just use their forwards and then use the kicking game. Play the game down in Wakefield's half.
Zukema, probably the last link with the great days of the 80s for Hull Kingston Rovers. And this is a compact little team, but he is Phil Eden. And can he get round Fletcher to score? No, Fletcher has it. It was an intercept. Eden looked like he was heading for the line. He just didn't have the pace. But here comes Lazenby again. Rovers have done a lot of hard work, and then they surrendered possession. There's a penalty there for holding down.
Well, I wonder whether Lazenby took the right option there. Now, after that great run, a quick play of the ball here, he did get the penalty, but you can see the Rovers' defence is still coming back. They would have been better to get the ball out wide. Play the ball quickly.
Well, they're playing the ball quickly now because they're running from that penalty. And it was nearly Nigel Bell playing with a strapped ankle. He's being held down again there. It's now with Price. Long pass out to Paul Lord on this near side. Round Sodji, but in touch. Referee will agree with the touch judge. The flag was up.
Well, a great chance here for Lord to make amends. Now, I don't think it was out. Oh, I know it's a split decision. The man with the whistle. Let's see it again. Now, that's good step by Lord. He gets a lot back from it. He wasn't out. No way. That should have been play on.
Touch judge a bit quick. But another scrum will go down because it was a knock-on. The scrum was formed quickly. 7 points the difference. To be won still this match. And this time Wakefield have head and feet. And they have possession. And they have Paul Round. And they would have had another 4 points had Round's pass to Lord been in front of him instead of over his shoulder. Big test for this Rovers defence now. Price. Ball held wide to Eden. Eden gives it to Wilson. Wilson steps off 1 foot, releases the ball, and that's a knock-on. And it's panic football. They've pressed the panic button, Mike.
Well, they have to. They're still adrift of this Hull KR side. They realise they've got to score twice at least to get the vital 2 points out of this match tonight.
Well, Mr. Golters, I think, over on that far side, has given he's given Wakefield a feed, so there must have been something that we didn't see from this distance. Trinity come back again. Lazenby. Lord is out here wide. Mason was steaming up in support, and Lazenby held on and was wheeled in by Mike Fletcher. Bagnall. Going down on the blind side is Kelly, and he hangs on. He tried to get the ball away as he went down. Thought better of it. Bagnall. Short pass to Round. Takes something to bring Paul Round down. Bagnall again. That's good, quick hands. That's a forward pass. The referee's chalked that one off definitely. It bounced forward.
No doubt about it. Once again, we see the panic football. Mason trying to get the ball away. There's no doubt in my mind, or anybody's mind at this ground. Different angle. Mason trying to keep it alive. That's what they've got to do. Full credit to them. Wilson looked shocked, but he knew in his heart that it wasn't a try.
So Rovers have the ball, but look where they are, right on their own try line. And Wakefield trying to keep them back there and doing the job well, putting a lot of pressure on this Hull Kingston Rovers defence. Harrison picks himself up. That's 4 tackles gone, and they're still inside the 10-metre mark. That's the last tackle, and the sin bin players now back on the field, so the two sides back up to strength. And Rovers running the ball on the last tackle, and then a good kick ahead by Mike Fletcher. That's a great relieving kick. Just what the doctor ordered for Rovers.
Wonderful kick here by Fletcher. Oh, pinpoint accuracy. And what a relief he must feel now. They really weren't on the rack. Wakefield applying that pressure.
Bagnall gets the ball back. Lazenby feeds it to Lord. Lord clamoured by Hallis. Referee saw it. He's told Wakefield to be quiet and have nothing, but that was a... Well, was it? It was round the collar.
Well, you can see Hallis, his arm is up. His left arm went high. His other arm went to the collar, but there's no doubt about it. He's a lucky boy. He could have spent a little bit of a stint in the sin bin.
Lazenby's taken a tap penalty. Conway the dummy half. Now it's with Webster. Glancy first receiver this time. Making ground on every tackle at the moment, Wakefield. Bagnall will spread it wide to Price. 7-2 in Wakefield's favour, the penalty count, as Bagnall tries again to unlock this Rovers defence. Wilson. Desperate stuff from Rovers.
It is, it. I was just about to say, this Rovers side are out on their feet. So are Wakefield. It's been a tough encounter.
Little chip over the top. Lord following up. Sodji's got his eye on it. Oh, and Sodji. Well, he's dropped it, and they'll be furious about that, Rovers, because I think Sodji thought that perhaps that was a high tackle. But there's 6 more here for Wakefield. It's Eden. Long pass to Glancy. They've got the man out wide. If the pass would have been better, Wilson might be in. He still might be. Knock on is the decision.
Desperation, once again, is their downfall. Oh, I'd love to see that again. Let's go. Look at this. Well, I think that Lord had the top of the jersey. Sodji was moving away outside. I think the referee was correct in that time.
But he got up off the floor, Sodji, and appealed to the referee. But Trinity had the possession back, and they're over for the try with Bagnall. Bagnall from the scrum. Stand by for a finish. We had fireworks at the top of the game, the top of the show. We've got fireworks towards the end now.
Oh, lovely play. The Stone Bridge Championship replay. He throws the dummy, and I'm afraid that Clark took that dummy and and that's the result. What a time. About 10 minutes of the game to go. Oh, what a thriller. Look at that. That's great play, and that's a great try. Swivel and swerve, the little Australian. Oh, and he bounced straight up after that and said, come on, let's get back into it. We've got time to win this. What a finish.
Jeff Bagnall's first try in England, the man from the Gold Coast, who is so highly rated by David Topless here that he gave him the captaincy after 4 matches. And there's a change of kicker. It's Billy Conway, the substitute. Such a vital kick this is. And he's missed. Well, kicking could cost Wakefield a victory. They're having to do it the hard way. They're ahead 4 tries to 3, but they're behind on the scoreboard. Billy Conway has missed that one. 16 to 19, 3 points in it. And about time for Hull Kingston Rovers to make a change.
2 substitutions for Hull KR. The men coming on, Sean Ho, he's on the right of your pitch at number 14, and number 8, Chris Harrison. Chris Harrison replaces his brother, Des Harrison, whilst Sean Ho comes on for the number 7, Mike Crane.
It's hey lads, hey now, 3 points the difference. 7 minutes left for play. Bagnall, the man who has given Wakefield Trinity hope. Wakefield 16, Hull Kingston Rovers 19. What a match we've had. 2 of the unfancied teams on Sky Sports tonight, but they're serving up a treat. And Billy Conway, jinking, sidestepping, trying to get away. Here's Webster, brushing them away. Marvellous run from the prop. Support from Conway. Now Price. On halfway, he stopped.
It's amazing what a try can do. It lifts your spirits. There's that extra step in the Wakefield side now. Can Rovers hang on?
The pace of this match has been unrelenting from start to finish. It was a carnival atmosphere before the kick-off, with the fireworks and the switch on of the new lights. And the players really have turned it on in style for us, as Andy Kelly surrendered possession then to Paul Lyman.
A bad mistake here by Kelly. We keep repeating it, but of course Wakefield, they are in desperation stage to keep this ball alive. They're still behind on the scoreboard, and that's where it counts.
Harrison slowly to his feet. Eden with the tackle. Sean Ho, first touch for him. And this now is Paul Fletcher. Last tackle. They'll run it with Clark, and now with Fletcher. High from round, Fletcher's through him, but Fletcher can't get the ball away. That's, oh, the referee says that's 5 now. This is the last tackle. Speckman with the high bomb. There's a tester for Andy Mason. He's dropped it. Oh, and Rovers are in. Paul Lyman for Rovers. A dreadful error from Andy Mason. A high bomb that came out of these very, very bright floodlights, and Mason spilled it.
Stone's bit of championship replay shows Speckman has been on top form with the kicking boot tonight. Oh, there's ice on this one. Mason's looking. He'll blame the lights. There's no doubt about it. But the experience of Lyman coming through. Oh, what a great try. Here we see Mason. It went away from him at the last minute. He was going down as the ball was coming to him. Not the best positioning by the man. And they took advantage.
And Fletcher has added the conversion. It's his 4th conversion of the night. That's there's Andy Mason, the man who pinched it out of the sky, he thought, but spilled the possession, and Paul Lyman swooped and touched down. A man, Paul Lyman, formerly with Featherstone, 17-year-old substitute at Wembley as a teenager. And Lyman, normally a back rower, well, he was very, very quick to see that Mason had made that mistake. And he's dropped on that. And he's, I think, clinched this win for Hull Kingston Rovers. But what a match this has been. No wonder they've given George Verburn a new 2-year contract. I spoke to him in the week and he said, well, we play well as a team, and my word, they do play well as a team.
Oh, plenty of spirit. They were down and out, and I think Wakefield thought they were down and out, and then 2 counter-attacks, full length of the field, got them the 2 tries, and they were back in the game, and now they're controlling it.
There's Lyman, the man who perhaps has scored the try which has clinched this match. And there's another high kick. There's no one at home again at the back. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. That's a knock-on, though. It's a knock-on.
Well, he could have given offside there also. The Rovers player was in front.
Nigel Bell couldn't get it, though. And, well, anyway, knock-on is the referee's decision. It's a scrum down. And Wakefield have the feed, and Bagnall has the ball, and it's now with Lazenby. Well, Mike, I think we'll be buying our own drinks tonight. Wakefield won't be glad to see us. It's a hoodoo.
Certainly is. Just before the kick-off, their coach, David Topless, said, I hope you're going to bring me some luck tonight. Well, I'm sorry, David. I'm afraid that luck has deserted you. But I think a lot of blame must also go on to your players also.
But what a superb, entertaining match this has been. What an advert for rugby league. 7th and 8th place in the table, these 2 sides before the start of play. What a treat they have put on for us here tonight under these wonderful new lights at Bellevue. The lights that, who knows, at the end of the day might be blamed for that spillage by Andy Mason. And Peter Hutton was saying earlier on from the touchline that they are so bright that perhaps that could be the reason why Mason had difficulty.
I don't think it'll convince David Topless somehow.
Don't forget, by the way, Mike Stevenson will announce his man of the match after the break at the end of this match, and you, the viewer at home, can have your say on that with the viewers' man of the match. You just need to ring the following telephone number, 0898 500 186.
And there's been some star performers from both sides. Wakefield, Perry's brought up some good tackles before he was taken from the field. Fletcher, the Kingston Rovers fullback, he's also been impressed with the centre, Hallis, and also the winger, Bright Sodji.
And you don't ring that number for nothing, by the way. The prize is a replica jersey of your choice, if you agree with everybody else. And the man that you choose gets the most votes. No one is interested in catching the high balls, are they?
Not really, but also the man there, the loose forward, Paul Speckman, his kicking game's been very good, and he's really been in the thick of things all night. There'll be tired boys on both sides. It's been a hectic thing.
Coming up to full-time, Wakefield on their way to their 3rd home defeat of the season. 2 of them have been on Sky Sports. Round, still showing the spirit, still gritting his teeth. Price, and Kelly, and Eden, and Lord. Good hands, Wilson. Price. Good run from Eden again. Supporting has arrived from Mason. Can he make amends for that drop ball? They've still not got him. Now they have. Is Billy Conway. Oh, that's great play. Round the back to Bell. And Nigel Bell will touch down under the sticks. They've kept it going right the way to the end of Wakefield. But it is all too late.
The Stones bit of championship replay shows you the consolation play. Connolly, the substitute, comes in. Good support play by Bell. He's had a strong game in the forwards. I'm afraid it's far too late. dummy and the step. That's it. Round the man. Oh, good play and good support play there. Well deserved of the 4 points, but not enough, I'm afraid, for Wakefield.
Nigel Bell's try. The extra 2 added this time from right in front by Jeff Bagnall, the captain. And so 3 points is the difference again, but remember, we've been now in overtime. And it's a question now of how long the timekeepers will add after the referee signals all the way through this second half. Sean Ho has gone off injured for Hulkingston Rovers. Bagnall will say, let's have one last big effort. What a story it would be if Wakefield Trinity pinched this in the last dying minutes here. Rovers know they've got to keep them down there. Conway.
Neither side knows just how to lose, and there it is.
There's the siren. Wakefield have been beaten at home by Hulkingston Rovers, 22 points to 25, but a fiesta.
Today.